had this memory, a very deep, deep, deep memory of reading a book. I don't remember what grade I was in when I read this book. I think it was elementary school. I'm pretty sure it was elementary school. Called The City of Ember. I have these vague flashes in my mind of scenes from this book. I don't even remember what this book is about. I know it's young adult literature. I know it's fiction. I know it's maybe post-apocalyptic-ish, they are living, I'm pretty sure underground on Earth. They're on Earth still, it's just underground. The electricity and everything is kind of really outdated, and it's really dark. That's all I remember. And there are certain, I know, whoever's watching this, those certain books that you have in your head, like Percy Jackson. I remember 3 or 4 scenes of how I remembered them when I read that book in elementary school. Does that make sense? When I read this, I'm getting these intense memories of reading this book. And someone actually commented, because I put this on a TBR video, someone commented that it's also a movie. And maybe I'm having flashbacks of that movie too, because that comment I Googled, I was like, I didn't even remember City of Ember was a movie. I Googled it and I was like, oh my God, this was a movie. And I remember it. But I also remember reading the book. So I wanted it, I bought it, and I'm going to read it in this video. I'm already a chapter in, page 17, and I know this is gonna take me 2 hours maybe to finish, but I do just wanna say, I'm not gonna read this in one day. I'm gonna take my time. So I'm gonna just read it over the next few days and update you guys. It's already bringing back those same memories. We have Dune and Lena, and when you are in this post-apocalyptic world, when you're 12 years old, which by the way, insane, when you're 12 years old, you basically graduate and have to pick a job. Dune ends up randomly picking basically out of a hat that says he's going to be a messenger for the city, which I think just means a mailman, or sends messages to people. And Lena ended up picking something to do with underground pipes, okay? And she did not want that job. She wanted the messenger job. So at the end of chapter 1, Dune and Lena kind of swap jobs. And I don't remember what happens. I really don't. I just have these really intense memories. And they bring me happy feelings. Not happy feelings, but they bring me these feelings that make me want to pick up the book again. So yeah, that is it. We're gonna continue reading. I'm going to probably just get to chapter 4 or 5 tonight, but I just thought it would be a cute little young adult reading vlog. I don't read it at young adult. I actually dislike young adult very much, get bored very easily, but I feel like I'm gonna really enjoy this, so. It's the next day. I'm only 70 pages in, so it's funny. This is I'm saying this I'm so a fast reader. It's a very easy read. It's also ages 8 through 12, so that's probably why. I am about to leave for work, so I'm kind of in a rush, so I'm gonna talk really fast, okay? I'm loving it. I needed a big break from the dirty, dark smut that I'm reading, and this is such a nice break. Now, let me just say some stuff. I do find it very interesting, reading a really young children's book again, because I haven't in a while, and I forgot how much explaining authors have to do, because our minds, 8 to 12 years old, aren't that developed. So she's leaving very little up for interpretation. She's the greenhouses do this, the messenger does this, and it's very it's to the point, which I actually kind of like in all of my books. I don't really like leaving things up for interpretation. Even the appearances of people are very, very well explained, because 8-year-olds cannot imagine very well, I'm guessing, at that point. I mean, I know a lot of imaginations are very, very different. I know my 8-year-old little brain probably could not imagine what just a random character looked like based off dialogue, Basically, there is a conflict. The city is dying, the City of Ember is dying. And 200 years ago, when the builders created the City of Ember, they left this note, or treasure box almost, to the mayor of the town. They were like, hey, you need to pass this down to all of the mayors after you. And it's going to have the answer for what's to come after 200 years of living in this city. Because now we're on year 240. this secret letter treasure box thing was lost, so no one knows what to do now. Like the city is dying and people are like, what do we do? I actually don't remember a lot of it. Like I thought I have these memories of what the setting looks like and what the city kind of embodies and what the characters, I kind of feel the emotions of the characters, like that's what I remember, but I don't really remember the plot. So I'm happy that I'm picking it back up and I'm liking it. Finished The City of Ember by Jean Duprow, and I actually loved this book. There is this whole mystery element to it because you're like, okay, where is the City of Ember? What is it? Why is it failing? What is in this mystery box? And all of these little clues that I think for a middle school reader or elementary school, middle school, whenever you read it, I think that it does get your brain working. Now, as an adult, it's a little obvious of what the mystery is and you kind of figure it out. Because I'm an adult, it was a very fast, easy-paced, quick read. There was some stuff that worked and some stuff that didn't. Like I found it really hard to imagine these characters as 12 years old because 12-year-olds leading, figuring out this whole riddle, which like, for example, there's this little like piece of paper, you know, that they find in a mystery box that kind of gives them clues to how to get out of the City of Ember. Those were hard to decipher, first of all. So the fact that 12-year-olds figured it out, I'm surprised. But also, why are 12-year-olds getting jobs at 12 years old? Why are they not staying in school? But I get it, it's a smaller community. I mean, they're all just trying to do the best they can, I guess, but I did think 12 was a little young. Even though that this is like a middle grade book, that's the only reason it works, is because it's a middle grade book. Like, it's a young book, so the characters have to be young. Now, if they were 18 plus, I think Dune and Lena, there could have been some romantic vibes going on, but this book gave off strictly they're friends and they're gonna try and figure out this mystery together. So there was definitely no, and not that I was expecting it, but like if they were older, this book could have been longer and more detailed with a little bit of romance here and there. By the end, now I kind of want to pick up the second one. I don't remember reading the second one when I was younger. I think I only read this one. It might have been class reading also. I'm not sure. I don't remember when or why I read it. I thought this was such a fun read and it took like a day and a half. So I don't like middle grade usually anymore and I am so impressed and I really liked this. I do want to pick up the second one. I'm not sure when I'm going to, but I will. At the end, they figured out the mystery, but you don't get to see any further, so now I want to see that. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. It's kind of hard to rate middle grade when you're an adult because it's like I don't want to give it like 3 stars because I liked it better than 3 stars, but 5 stars, it's like I don't know if I would give like this 5 stars. I want my own kids, when I have kids, to read this when they're in elementary school. 1000%. Like, this is such a fun book. Really predictable, but you know, that's just because I'm older, so I can see the appeal of why I liked it when I was younger, and I'm happy I got to reread it, and now I'm just gonna go put it on my shelf. So that is it for this vlog. Thank you for tuning in. I will see you guys in the next video.